Hello everyone, Excellency. I'd like to begin by warmly welcoming the High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Kaja Kallas, and special welcome. Thank you for visiting us in Palestine. It's a privilege to have you here today, and we truly value the continued cooperation and support from the European Union towards the Palestinian cause and the Palestinian people. We are meeting at a very critical juncture for Palestine as the world witnessed the ongoing tragedy in Gaza and the breakdown of the ceasefire by Israel. We cannot remain silent about the grave violations of international law and rights of the Palestinian people. The international community must recognize the sheer scale of devastation in Gaza. It's crucial that we hold Israel accountable for its actions. At the same time, we must not forget continuing aggression against our people in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, particularly the destruction of homes and civilian infrastructure, the systemic displacement of our people from their homes and refugee camps in the West Bank, and the attacks on the holy sites in Jerusalem and Hebron. All of these actions are grave violations of international law and violations of Palestinian rights as well. 50,000 people were displaced from refugee camps in Jenin and Tulkarm during the last 60 days, and their homes were destroyed. These actions are designed to undermine our people's resolve and their right to live in their homeland with dignity and peace. On a positive note, we want to thank the European Union for its support for the Palestinian government and its call for assuming responsibility in all the occupied Palestinian territory in Gaza, as well as in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. We have stressed in our meeting today that in Palestine we will have one government, one law, and one set of arms. The EU's recognition of our legitimate rights has been a source of hope for the Palestinian people as we continue to work towards securing a future of peace and justice for all. Today, we also discussed with the High Representative the Israeli attempts to undermine our government's ability to function. One of the most harmful actions Israel has taken is the continued withholding of Palestinian tax revenues. This illegal measure has dire consequences for the Palestinian government's ability to provide basic services to its people, including the delivery of healthcare services, education, and social protection. Furthermore, we are deeply grateful for the EU for its support for the government's reform agenda, as well as the Gaza reconstruction plan. In order to enable the reconstruction effort, we plan to work with our partners on the key enablers, including technical issues, governance issues, security issues, and political issues. In this regard, we call upon the European Union to actively participate in and contribute to the upcoming construction conference that will be held in Cairo in coming May. This conference is an important step in supporting the recovery of Gaza and the Palestinian people. Finally, we ask the EU to play an active role in the upcoming United Nations Conference on the peaceful settlement of the question of Palestine, which will be held in New York next June. Saudi Arabia and France have gratefully have accepted to lead on this, and we all support their effort, and we would like to see the EU fully engaged in this exercise to ensure that the pathway towards the implementation of two-state solution is actually implemented. In conclusion, we reaffirm our commitment to achieving a just and lasting peace for the Palestinian people, and we thank the European Union for its support in our pursuit for justice and sovereignty, and we call for continued international action to end the occupation and ensure accountability for Israeli actions. And thank you.
It's good to be here in Ramallah today. The EU's relations with Palestine are getting stronger. In less than a month, we will be holding our first ever high-level political dialogue in Brussels with Palestine. This is an important basis to increase our cooperation in many areas. So let me thank you for welcoming me here today. Although I wish it was under different circumstances. The EU strongly opposes the resumption of war. It is causing an appalling and unacceptable loss of life in Gaza. My message during my visit here are very clear. Hamas must release all hostages. Israel must fully reinstate humanitarian aid to Gaza, and negotiations must resume. Prime Minister, you can count on the EU's support to return to the ceasefire. Our EU-BAM Rafah border crossing mission is ready to resume its monitoring activity at the Rafah crossing point. Recently, it helped more than 4,000 people cross over to Egypt, many of them to seek much-needed medical aid. It's hard to talk about the reconstruction while the bombs are falling. But the Prime Minister and I also discussed the Arab Plan for Gaza, which is something that the EU supports as a basis. The European Union is the biggest donor of aid to Palestinians in Gaza and in the occupied West Bank. And we will play our part in Gaza's reconstruction. As we move forward, it is clear that Hamas cannot have a future role in governance. The exact form of governance will take more discussion, of course, and we can have those discussions in the future. But European Union sees the Palestinian Authority as best placed to govern Gaza. Here, Prime Minister, you can also count on the EU's support in helping the Palestinian Authority to prepare. Last year, we provided over almost 400 million euros in emergency support to Palestinian Authority. Now we are preparing for a longer term support conditional on government reforms. And while further discussions on how to share costs for Gaza's reconstruction are needed, let me say this. Palestinians for whom Gaza is their home must be able to return. Finally, on the West Bank. The EU sees Israeli military operations causing more displacements and more destruction. Settler violence and new settlements under construction are undermining the prospect of two-state solution, when the two-state solution is really the only path to sustainable peace. This is the position of the European Union. Thank you again, Prime Minister. I look forward to our close cooperation and also welcoming you in Brussels next month. Thank you.
Thank you.